Carl, man, it's great seeing you because the last time I saw you, it was a little cold, but it was a great crowd because we were judging the Argo cheerleaders.
I remember that. That was so much fun.
Yeah, that was a blast. I mean, when it comes to Toronto, man, you so represent this city, country, and of course, when it comes to the music, it really is about sharing not just the love, but sharing the good time.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's so good being part of Toronto. I just got back, and I love the city. I love the Raptors, love the Argos, and the cheerleaders are coming to my after party. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, because we were talking a brand new album. Congratulations on that. But here's the thing, man. There was a little bit of time in working on this.
Oh, yeah. It's been 2 years in the making. I've got 16 tracks on this album. I kind of, I wanted to work with other producers this time around. So I got Timbaland. I worked with Classified as well on a song. Fat Man Scoop's on the record. So and there's also a very good friend of mine called Sho Stevens. He's from Toronto, and we co-wrote pretty much the whole album together. So it has more of an R&B, old school kind of Motown feel to it, to some of the songs. I'm excited.
Now, you've been sort of, in your last couple of songs, really been touching that old school flavor and bringing in with new school. Why is that?
I don't know. I guess I grew up, I'm still super, super, super young. So but no, I love music from the 90s and from the 80s. R&B was a big factor, in my, upbringing with music. I love Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, but the old school stuff like Quincy Jones kind of stuff. And I tried to use some of that, I guess, this time around. I met with Quincy Jones in Dubai. We had a great sit down. He gave me some great advice as well. So I took that and I used that in my album.
Wait, you didn't throw it. I hooked up with Quincy in Dubai. We had a chat. How did this all come about, man?
I was opening up for Selena Gomez in the Dubai Music Week last year. It was November 2013, and Selena Gomez was there. Will.i.am, Quincy Jones, Saida Garrett, who wrote "Man in the Mirror" for Michael Jackson, even Michael Jackson's mixer, Bruce Swedien, and we all had dinner one night, and it was just a great night. We had like an hour conversation just about music and mixing and mastering and just technical stuff. And I took some advice and made this record.
Now with Timbaland, is this the first time you've worked with him?
Yeah, the first time I worked with Tim. It was cool. We hooked up through a friend of ours that was in common, of course, and who's his business partner, Mike Daddy Evans. And he loved the record. I produced the original Magic Hotel, and when I played it to them in Dubai, they were like, "Yo, this track is crazy. Let's jump on it." And I'm like, "Cool, I can't wait."
Was there ever how should I put it, intimidation when you're working with somebody who has worked with so many great artists, and then you want to approach something with you have? Is there any worry that they'll want to change everything up? Or
yeah, I mean, with someone like Tim, you kind of listen, and his team he's got a huge team, and just they're so talented, such great producers. Wisdom was the producer for that in terms of making the beat. I worked with Jim Beans as well. Jim Beans worked on Nelly Furtado, all the records for Tim, all the vocal arrangements. So I had to go to New York, re-record some of the stuff. You just listen to those guys. When those guys say jump, you jump,
Okay, so how many places did you go to record this album?
Probably three different places, L.A., New York, and Toronto.
Wow. Why was that needed to go to those different places to get the flavor that you've got on this?
I guess it was just a matter of working with Timbaland and those guys. They're set there. It was either Atlanta or New York, and we just said let's go to New York. So we flew Jim Beans to New York, and it was it was good.
So how do you think this album is going to differ from, say, anything you've done in the past? I mean, we have talked about the old school, new school flavor being mixed, but there's always got to be a difference.
I'm really excited about this album. I mean, I've been making music. This is my 5th studio album, and I feel that the first album was very, very special. The three after that were kind of similar. And this one is different. So I feel like I kind of went back to my R&B roots a little more. I used more live instrumentation. So it's really organic feeling, especially in a day and age where EDM is so prominent. I wanted to do something a little more live bandy. And it's coming out real cool. Like the harmonies, I'm really going, like I'm showing off. I'm showing off with my harmonies and stuff. So it's an exciting record.
So this is more or less, I mean, putting out great music, but it's almost like you're challenging yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Challenging myself, and that's why I called it Stereotype, because for the longest time, people always kind of, stereotype me as being this guy who remakes 80s covers, and that's all you can do, you know what I mean? So I'm like, look, I started off as a producer, singer, songwriter. So let me, you know, maybe people have to, it's a show business, right? So let me show it, you know, because I feel like making music, sometimes you just have to be honest with who you are, but it's still a business of showmanship, you know? So I guess I'm using part of that. I'm using a little more show-off style in my album this time around.
Now, with the next single that you got out, Summertime, perfect time for it to come out. I mean, did you work it so that it was going to be out summertime, man?
I did, actually, because I had the album done already. There was 15 songs, and I'm like, man, there's no single right now that just screams out summer, you know? Because of the way I'm going back to that old school Motown feel on my music, I was like, there's something missing here. I need another Africa ghetto love, you know, just regular summer Karl Wolf banger, you know? And that's when I came up with Summertime. The label was like, Karl, not again. We already have the album. I'm like, dude, trust me, we got to put this one out. So
yeah, but it's not just the song itself. Talk about the video. Where did you do this, man?
I shot the video in Beirut, Lebanon. I was born in Beirut. So, you know, people there are always like all my family members, they're all like, hey, you never come and shoot a video here in Lebanon. You're always shooting in Jamaica or like Dubai or something, you know? I'm like, okay, you know what? I have to be the first international artist to shoot a video in Lebanon, and it turned out great. It was I had a little bit of issues, you know, with just scheduling and stuff and people and flying people in, you know what I mean? Because I still had to get somewhat of my team, you know. I directed the music video, and I got my DOP from Egypt. So it was a little bit of a tough thing with getting these guys in, but it turned out beautiful. And I wanted to showcase, you know, the beauty of Beirut, you know, to North America.
I was going to say, how important is that for you to represent that way?
I think it's great. You know, people they think of Lebanon or Beirut as being this war-torn country, and which it is, you know, but people, you know, Lebanese people have gotten so used to the war that they almost, they don't care. So they just party. Like, what's more taboo, to fight and kill people or to party your ass off, you know? So I think, you know, obviously it's a clear answer. And so they party and they don't care. And they party like it's their last day, man. And it's amazing. Wow.
To describe the rest of the album, what else can we expect?
There are some ballads, some R&B ballads, kind of very, you know, typical R&B, Chris Brown kind of records. I've got a special record called You've Got Me. It was written for my mom. It's just piano and vocal, stripped down, just good feel. My mom cries every single time she hears that. I'm like, Mom, stop it. And my dad's like, very good job, very good job. I'm like, he's like, that's a really good one. I think this is going to work in the States. I'm like, all right.
How have you changed from back in the day? When I say that, because like I said, you and I have known each other for such a long time. Yeah. And I always talk about the stories of seeing you during Canadian Music Week years ago. I mean, literally performing outside of the hotels just to get attention from people. How do you think you changed from that person to the guy who's, you know, producing videos and records and working with some of the best producers in the world?
I'd like to think that I haven't changed in terms of the drive and the hunger, you know, that I still have. So, and the way I treat my friends and family, you know, I've lost some friends along the way, of course, you know, because of schedules. Obviously, I'm always traveling, so it's really hard. Like, you know, Sean Desmond just shouted me out to do the ALS ice bucket thing, and I've been nonstop traveling, and every time, even though I'm traveling across Canada, I'm like, where can I find a Canadian Tire? I need to get one of those buckets. So I keep thinking about it, but I'm gonna get to it. You know, I don't know, man. Just I feel the same, and I just want to make great music and, you know, inspire people. And you know what? I guess the fact that I'm actually doing it and people are being inspired by my music just makes me even more motivated.
You know, when you're talking about directing videos and stuff, when is there going to be a chance of you stepping up in front of maybe the big screen?
Yeah. I mean, I had a good, you know, we've been talking TV shows for a while. You know that. TV moves so slow, or I don't know how it works. It's not my forte. I make music, and I know how that rolls. You know what I mean? I know how to make albums. So I entrust in my team to work on that. I had a good meeting with some LA-based TV stations, TV networks, all that stuff. So we're talking about, they were like, Karl, we're interested in doing something with you. We don't know what. So think of movie ideas, think of TV shows. So we came up with a TV concept idea. I can't talk about it now, but it's really, really cool. Hopefully that pans out. I'm waiting for the contract, and we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, what are the chances, though? Tour? What's going to happen with that?
We're touring in, I can't even say some things, but I'm.
Yes, you can.
I know.
Say it.
They haven't.
Say it.
They haven't announced it yet.
Say it.
Well,
Say it.
I'm definitely.
I will get a bucket of ice water. If I had known about that before, I would have brought it.
Done it here live on. Oh man, that would have been so much fun.
I would have done it.
I know. But no, I'm touring in, you know, in the fall.
Okay.
Yeah. across Canada and the States and some other places.
Is there going to be a chance we're going to see you and Sean Desmond, Danny Fernandez? I mean, all you guys, working together, because I don't think we've ever seen all you guys on one stage for one show. I mean, you've got all these other groups doing it. Yeah. Why aren't you guys doing it?
I know. Sean Desmond and I are friends, so we kind of worked on one single. We tried. Yeah. We tried to do a single together. I guess he put it out on the internet. We just put it out there. I don't know. Hey, holler at me. Whatever. Let's do it. I'm cool.
So we can somehow make this happen.
Oh yeah, we should. In fact, we should do like a full on. Cardinal Official, myself, Sean, a bunch of other people, and just, cross Canada tour. It'd be dope.
That would be crazy. Yeah. So website, Twitter, where can follow you for everything else that's going on, man?
Of course. You can always reach me on my Twitter, Karl Wolf. That's at Karl Wolf with an S at the end, so Karl Wolf's on Instagram and Twitter.
One of the things I always love to ask as the last question, though, is advice do you have for young people who want to follow their dreams? Because you've definitely done it, man. I mean, absolutely. Coming from one side of the world to the other and still traveling back and representing both sides is amazing.
It's hard, but it's cool. And, you get people who love you from both sides, hopefully, and people that hate you. So I welcome everybody's input, I guess. I would say, to those who want to make it and just who are struggling, and especially in the music industry, just believe in yourself. Don't listen to the big wigs. Even if you send a demo into the label and they're like, look, you have nothing. That's how I started. No one even really signed me. No one cared about me. I had to put my own money where my mouth is, especially with YouTube and stuff. Just keep doing covers. Let people hear you. Create your own fan base, even if it's small. People, word of mouth will get around, and one day it'll become something.
Yeah. Well, my friend, look, you know what? Big love to you all the time.
Thank you
so much for the interview.
Thank you.